Yes, people. Egal finally humbled by Liverpool Football Club, and Arne Slot has some major claims on lines of menace to society as well. Still going strong in the Champions League, but got a lot to say on the Premier League. He's here to answer for some crimes. He's here to make some claims. But anyways, Egal, man, big up yourself, man. It's been a turbulent season, I must admit. You know,
Bro,
uh, boy.
it's been one of those seasons, you know what I mean? Where it's like you get some things wrong, you get some things horribly wrong, and then it comes back to bite you in the ass. And that's just what's happened with this whole Liverpool situation. If you got the tweet when Arnie Slot got announced, I was so thinking that this guy would not be the guy, and their first manager after Klopp would end up the same way as Sir Alex Ferguson's first manager after him, and the same as Emery at Arsenal. And I just thought it was doomed because there was so much turmoil at Liverpool. But it seems like Klopp left Liverpool in a much better situation than I actually thought. I didn't realize how good they were last year before their injuries, and it's just, yeah, man, they're about to
Maybe
win the league.
maybe Klopp was the issue.
Hey,
Mm.
I'm not even gonna go there. I'm just gonna say fair play to Liverpool, but I don't think Arnie Slot's the reason why they're winning. Is that crazy?
What?
They're about to win the league, Arnie Slot's first season, but I don't even feel like he's the main factor on why they're winning.
All right, before I give my opinion, yeah, what makes you think that?
Okay, so here's the thing. And before people start saying you're crazy, I'm give Arnie Slot credit for his substitutions and managing of the season. He deserves a lot of credit for. But the main reason why Liverpool's winning the league is because Mo Salah has been able to go nuclear and have an anomaly season, which is unlike anybody else before. He's on pace to get 20 plus assists and get 30 plus goals. He already has the most GA in a single season by any player in Premier League history. And that in itself is going to carry a team to a league title, let alone what a manager does. That in itself is going to get a team in the conversation of a league title, let alone what anybody else does. Forget about Allison getting injured, everybody else getting injured. Mo Salah, Virgil van Dijk, McAllister, Ryan Gravenberch have relatively stayed fit the entire season. None of them missed a game. Gravenberch said he played every game pretty much. The guy is tired. But hey, Liverpool have been able to, they've been fortunate in some areas, and they deserve credit in some areas. But I think they've been very fortunate in certain areas. And there is a level of luck. Every team has a level of luck. Like Man United, you've had luck sometimes. Arsenal, we've had luck sometimes go our way. Everybody needs a little bit of luck go their way. But I do feel like Liverpool this season have been very fortunate with a lot of their key players not missing too many games, even though they're 32, 33, and
Right.
so,
Let
and yeah,
me let me try and get a whiff of something.
go ahead.
Yeah. What I'm trying to gather is if it's not Slot and these lot, but who set them up? Like, if you remember last year, Klopp kind of had Salah playing like this touchline winger kind of playmaker, which was weird. Now Slot's gone to a more rigid formation, which allows more energy in the team to the fact that it helps Salah out so he doesn't have to defend as much, so he can do his best work in front of goal. Yeah.
Mm.
The way they press is something they haven't established for a few years, since probably the 22 season, 21-22 season. Yeah. That's all thanks to Slot, though. To discredit that is kind of like, I don't understand how. The Gravenberch come to Liverpool. He had his year, don't get me wrong, but I wasn't playing a madness where you're saying, oh, look at this guy, he's wicked. Who's that thanks to? Maybe because of Slot. You look at a lot of these other players who's getting a better tune out of, even Robertson, even though he's not the greatest anymore. Maybe that's thanks to Slot. Simicast, not being a bad servant. Conor Bradley, still hitting the same forms he was. You know what I mean? Trent, kind of dealt with the situation quite well. If we're talking dressing room as well, but like as much you want to see on the pitch, what about off the pitch? He's had to deal with 3 mad contract situations, and that's probably not just down to him. That's down to Liverpool Football Club as in itself. But to say it's not down to Slot either is a bit techie.
No, but I'm saying I'm giving more of the credit for the league title to the circumstances with Mo Salah and him carrying the team. And if everyone wants to say, Arne Slot first season adapted well, came in a team that just came off of losing the league the year before, but won a couple of domestic trophies, and he goes into this team and wins them the league. Fair play. Everyone gives Arne Slot credit. But I'm just saying, I feel like Arne Slot can get a certain level of credit, but at a certain point, you also have to be like, yo, this was a Mo Salah carry job more than Arne Slot doing everything, setting up Mo Salah well and everything else. You can say Mo Salah maybe wouldn't have the same level of numbers with Arne Slot if you want to make that argument, but you could also make the argument that Liverpool don't win even if Arne Slot does everything perfect. If Mo Salah gets injured for a couple games, or if Van Dijk gets injured for a couple games, it would change a lot of things. Right now, I'm putting a lot of credit to some of these guys having career years. Ryan
Yeah,
Gravenberch having career years.
but doesn't someone always carry the team regardless? There's always one. Haaland
Does
carried
Arne
Man.
Slot deserve all the credit for Ryan Gravenberch? I would say yes. Does
Yeah.
he deserve all the credit for Mo Salah's performances this season? I don't
Yes,
think so.
I think so. Personally, I think so. I think there's good reason. I think it's just the way he's managed him, the way he has him set up as well. I think it suits into a T.
Okay,
Like the
you know
thing is,
what?
we don't like. How about this? Mo Salah doesn't actually put in 90 minutes of bad, like serious, sick performances. But guess what? He is. He's in the right areas at the right times because the manager allows him to play that way. Because that's what he's best at: is finishing and giving and obviously creating.
You know what? Maybe I'm doing the wrong and strong thing because I'm just listening to what you're saying. You have a point. And to the people who've been triggered for the first couple minutes of the show, just understand that Arne Slot does deserve a lot of credit. I'm just saying who deserves the most credit out of
Yeah, I
everybody
think
else.
players and manager both alike. But for me, what
Yeah,
is for next season then? If it's just Salah, he's going to be a year older. He's got his new contract. Some may say he's on the beach. Same with Van Dijk. So what are you saying for next season? What's your prediction for
this
that then?
season, if this season's impressive, next season there's vulnerabilities. And
Oh,
Liverpool need to realize those vulnerabilities, especially with Trent leaving, especially with their creativity needing to be changed up, especially with not having Mo Salah potentially having another anomaly season, doing what he's doing this year, carrying this team offensively in every way, being the main creative hub and being the main goal scorer. You're not going to have the refereeing decisions that benefited you this season as much as they have. Let's be honest. As much as people say Arsenal fans cry and bitch and all this stuff, Liverpool have had a lot of favorable calls in close games. I mean, 9 penalties and what do you call it? 11 points off one score games from penalty winners. Very interesting stats. And also the least penalties awarded against them. In one breath, you can say it's favorable because of discipline, but in another breath, it's kind of an anomaly to have all those calls go your way. You know what I mean? But hey, it's just another thing. Some of these things are not going to go your way. Injuries, you might not have the same level of luck next season. But the main thing I'm looking at is Liverpool are winning the league and they don't have any competition.
but I feel like you
Who-
can make that argument for every single team.
No. But there's one more thing. The most important thing. Liverpool don't have no competition. Liverpool won the league the last 2 times. The 2 times they've won the league in the Premier League era, they really had no real competition coming down to the wire. Where Man City have had to face Arsenal and Liverpool on their neck and still get past. Man United's done it in the past. Chelsea's done it in the past. Arsenal's done it in the past, where we've had teams on our neck and we still get it over the line in a close battle coming to the end of the season. Liverpool, both times where they've won the league, no real strong challenger or competition for that league title. Who's to say Arsenal or Man City are not going to be back up there next season, giving Liverpool a run for their money and they fall off because they have wobbled.
Yeah, but you've also wobbled. Like you haven't won it when you've had competition. So you're not exactly competition if we're keeping it in the same breath. Man City, like the thing is, look, the same argument you can make for every team. You
Fair.
you want a new number 9. Who, they talk about Arteta adapting to new attackers, which he hasn't had since his time at Arsenal, really. So
Hey, he's adapted to Mikel Moreno. Is that not anything?
yeah, but that's more like a false 9. But now you're looking for a proper number 9, isn't it? And to be fair, yeah, you got to give that credit to Arteta.
I think if
And
Mikel
there's
Moreno
something
can do
different.
it, I think if
But yeah,
Mikel Moreno can do
I
it,
hear
anyone
it.
can do
I
it.
hear it. But the same way you can make the argument. Do you get what I'm saying? I'm not saying it's true. I'm just saying it's an argument. You can say with Man City, De Bruyne's leaving, Bernardo's leaving. They've had a massive fall off. Now they're going for a rebuild again of some sort, whether it's quality rebuild. They might even finish in Europa spot. They might even miss out on targets. Who knows? Again,
To
that's
be
just
honest,
another that's just another argument. Are they going to be the same after this year? They're going to have that. Is Pep the same? Like, that's a question, right? And then who else is there with Chelsea? Let's not even. Who says that they don't get the correct figures? Striker, goalkeeper, and a defender, and all of a sudden it's like, oh my god, that first part that we saw in the first 6 months under Maresca, or 5 months, 4 maybe.
he might
Who
not
said
be
they're
here
not
next
going?
year, bro. They
Yeah,
don't
but
win
I'm
Champions
just saying
League.
you
He's
can make
gone.
you can make arguments for every side though, and the thing is with this Premier League, you're seeing Newcastle even there, you're seeing Villa in and around it a little bit. It's like, what extra might they provide? Sorry, Forest fans, but different. But
Winning back-to-back league titles is a different conversation, though. Can
yeah,
Liverpool
not
do
many.
that?
But well, can Arsenal even win a trophy? Like,
Hey, we're in the we could be in the Champions League final
I'm
next
not. By the way, I'm not discrediting you. I'm playing exact same way everyone else plays, and so you're questioning it. I have to question back.
Hey, I'll put my hand up. Arne Slot's done better than I thought. Liverpool this season done better than I thought. Fair play. You deserve to win the league. I'm not going to discredit them at all. But in the same breath, there is question marks about next season.
There's
They're not.
question marks over their ownership and the way they recruit. But the thing is, it's the same way you could get your Yokeris, but they could end up like, this is just hypothetical and this is just all
They're
theory.
not
But
going
well,
to get Isak.
no, it's not Isak. What if they go and get a capable number 9 that they like, that they suit? And I'm pretty sure they're linked with like a Ekatike, yeah, who's good link up. And to be
He's not
fair,
ready.
it's not about being ready. It's what he has around him to thrive in certain environments. Let's say they go get an Ekatike, but then they also get Mohamed Kudus. That's not unknown. I know it'd be a lot of money, but they got a lot of money potentially going out. Anyone's better than Darwin Núñez and Jota at this moment up front. Where if they go get another capable number 10 that's not just Sabozlai, like Elliot's future's up in the air, they'll get a good money for him. It could be someone that we kind of like. And all of a sudden, you're like, wait, hold on. They've got other options, not just the typical options. Now they've got different scoring varieties. Luis Diaz, whether they like him or not, he fell off. He started off really well. What if they go get a proper left winger? Gakpo's quite firing at the moment. He got injured, unfortunately, because he was on a good run. The whole point is there's a lot of they're looking at getting Kirkes as the replacement for Robertson. They ain't had a good left back in ages, yeah. Right back, Trent can't defend. So why do people care?
He's their creative hub. That's the problem.
Yeah, but then they might find other solutions out of more different creative hubs. They're like Ekatike is a creator in itself. Mohamed Kudus can create. Kirk
From
has got a
deep,
good
though.
whip. Yeah, but it's just a way of. This is what good managers they do. They adapt to different situations and different players to play a certain way. I don't ever remember Gertrude being a creator for them when he played left back or right back, or even Hanko who played left back for them, even though he's a centre back. Like for Feyenoord, it's like it's just an extra. It's just an extra. I'm just saying it. Look, I'm only trying to play devil's advocate. I'm just trying to.
And you know what? At times, I might sound like a bitter Arsenal fan because they won the league. But I'll be honest, these guys this season have done really well. And what they've done well is they've been able to find ways to get late winners and consistently always stay in the game until the final moments. Defensively, I still feel like Arsenal's better. Offensively is where they pip us. And if they improve their attack, they could definitely get much better. But what we've seen is since Trent's been out for the last couple games before this last game, they were struggling to break teams down. And I do think they're going to have to evolve their game without Trent. And next season, I know we're talking about congratulating them for this season, but next season is still going to be just as hard. They're not going into the season, obviously, because they won the league. They're going to go into next season favorites, but not by much. It's not like everyone's writing them down, guaranteed they're going to win the league next year right now.
Well, we'll see anyways, man. Egal, shout out your channel and everything where people can find you.
Yeah, man. You guys can find me on Egal Talks Football. Obviously, you can also find me on Twitter at EGTV Egal. Those are my main two things. And I'm also on TikTok with the same name. So check it out. And one thing I will say, I'm not a Liverpool hater, guys, for everybody who's wondering. I'm not a Liverpool hater.
I'm a Liverpool hater.
It's just you guys are in my way of trying to win the Premier League. And in that case, I'm gonna become a hater.
Anyways, in a bit, people, smash the likes, subscribe on the way out, all that good stuff, and be nice in a bit.